So today we're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts on a fantasy map. We are currently on episode 14 of the series, and it's going by pretty quickly. And in the last episode, a large amount of things happened. Like we had a civil war in this region, another country formed. All sorts of things happened over in this region. Even what? We saw even more expansion in this kind of Gulf Bay area where the purple team has claims. These two purple teams also expanded over here, while the green team was taken out. I don't know if that happened last episode. A lot of countries formed and expanded in this region, pretty much encircling this like fully, and now that looks very interesting. Anyways, if you guys enjoy these videos, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. 900 before the end of the month. And well, let's go ahead and take a look at this scenario. So let's go ahead and start the scenario off in the brown team. The brown team is very divided right now. It's like a east-west divide. Basically, everything west of this, so this area, wants to be democratic, while this area wants to be more of a star alliance, which, by the way, if we can go ahead and look at the alliance layer, this includes a lot of big countries around this area, so this area pretty much just wants to be a part of the star alliance, while this area wants to be democratic and part of the trapezoid alliance. No agreements can be solved as more and more provinces are separated, and these provinces join different sides within the government, and eventually it comes out to violence. In this region of the country right here, there is a lot of violence over who wants to take control of the state slash province, and it becomes known as it is a bloody area right here. Unfortunately, they cannot do anything about it, as more and more people from each side are coming into this region trying to promote their own ideology. And it's just getting worse, and more people are getting killed, and eventually, after a while of this happening, a civil war within this nation occurs. And it's out of all of this area right here. And this is the boundaries. It is very divided, with a lot of major cities on both sides, and fighting occurs very quickly. They cross the river in multiple areas, and well, they take a lot of land very quickly. They really start to go into the southern area, as there's a lot of support within the blue. There's a lot of support within the brown country that supports the blue country in this area, so they want to kind of take that over and state it as theirs. While in the central area, it's the same deal where there's a lot of support for the blue team. Now, there's an unfortunate thing about this. It's that the brown part is just simply stronger. And the brown part can do some tactics that this country doesn't know about, due to the brown part being, well, this is like one of the oldest areas of civilization. Of course, the oldest areas of civilization is in this area of the lake. This is also a pretty old area of civilization on this fantasy map, and it's pretty technological, tech, tech heavy. They make a bulge around this area, which does capture a good amount of land. However, an unfortunate thing happens as this area just kind of gets f- like fought back, as there is a actual offensive hidden from the brown team in this area, which also helps over here as a lot of this area starts to get pushed back. However, the blue team is going to enforce their capital as they start to push in through this river border and take a lot of land. However, over here, all this area is captured and starts to get pushed in, as it is very not good for the blue team, as there is a lot of brown troops within this area. That there was that huge violence episode happening. And eventually, after the brown team gets cloaked with some of these major cities, a treaty is going to be secured in the capital of the blue country, where each country takes their original land back, and now, well, they're just divided. This is not very good for the brown team. They wanted to do more land, and honestly, they probably could have if the blue team, well, if just the whole treaty didn't happen. But anyways, the brown capital will go ahead and be right here, as they not only want to secure it from the blue team, but they also wanted to put it in a very populated city, one of the most populated cities in the brown team, if not the most. Anyways, let's go on to something else. Let's go on to the yellow country right here. They are going to be making a great expansion, as they take all of this land right here. This is an awesome expansion for them. This is a great expansion for them, and they probably like almost double their size, as they were like a slithery country before, and now they just look weird. The pink team is also going to expand, so let's take a look at how much they expand. They do pretty good, taking a very large amount of land, and who knows, maybe this could be a democratic allied country, maybe it could be the Star Alliance allied, which isn't necessarily fascist. However, it is the opposite of democracy, so maybe fascist. Anyways, this green country over here in like the central region is going to expand, taking a very large amount of land, and now this country is looking like it has a massive forehead. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over to this region, where the purple team is going to be making a move, this time on the gold country. Now, the purple and the gold country did team up to declare war and take all of the green team over here in this region. However, the purple team is hungry for land, so they will start their invasion once again. They will start invading from this southern area, quickly taking all the coastline and these two major cities very quickly in the first couple of weeks of the war. They also make a push to the capital over here in the north/central region, and they will like make a spearhead over here in this region, maybe to connect up with their fronts over here, which it looks like they're doing, to encircle these two major cities. Now, the purple team is way stronger than the gold country, however, the gold country can carry its weight, so it is going to push back near the capital, and it's also going to push back the spearhead in this area. However, the purple team is then going to make an invasion from all this area, capture this major city, and that's when this whole area starts to fall, as this city is captured, and all of this former green team land by the gold team is taken from the purple team. Now, the purple team has just taken most of the most important areas of the gold country, really weakening this country. And then they start to push to the other major city right here, capturing it, and then they capture the capital of this country. From here, it is very easy to say that this country won't survive very long, and yeah, it won't. And in the peace treaty, well, first of all, it's taken, but also in the peace treaty, it would be fully annexed by the purple team, giving them a lot and a lot more land. And this is not good for some countries around it, because this is a very strong and powerful, chunky looking country. There hasn't been really a chunky looking country here except the green team in a while, but this is looking really good, and it could be a good rival over to the purple country. Anyways, let's go over here down south so we can get to some stuff. This yellow country will do great in expanding, as they're going to take all of this land right here. A really, really good amount of land. And that kind of like maybe triples, maybe doubles their size actually. But that's still really good, as they can get a lot more land, population, all that type of stuff from this, as well as economy. Then we will see two more countries forming up. But before that happens, we will have to see some exploration of this area, and that will go great actually, as this area is very easily explored, and well, we can see that more areas of this fantasy world are starting to be explored in general. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at these two countries that will be forming. Actually, I lied to you. We're gonna see three countries popping up. These are the three countries that are going to be popping up in this region, and that is actually like these are some pretty good looking countries. Who knows? Maybe they'd be on the Trapezoid Alliance side or the Star Alliance. We will just have to see in future episodes. Well, maybe next episode. Who knows? But anyways, let's go over here to this island over here, and we're gonna see something major happen. This area of the island is going to go ahead and declare independence. But before that, we do see this country kind of taking some land out of it. But anyways, yeah, this part of the island is going to form its own country, and they're actually going to do okay, as they actually make a landing on this island right here and start to take a good amount of land from it, really expanding themselves. But then let's go over here. I forgot to kind of show you what countries these alliances, or what alliance these countries will be joining, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we can see the blue country will be joining, whoa, that's a big star. They'll be joining the Star Alliance, which is good for them. Yay, fun stuff right there. And then we can see that the brown team right here is going to go ahead and join in on the Trapezoid Alliance's side. So that's very good. It's cool that they're joining this side, and yeah, it's looking very interesting over here in this region now. This country right here is going to join the Trapezoid Alliance, so this kind of dark greenish country would. And same with this gold team, they're also going to join the Trapezoid Alliance, making a lot a lot of people scared in this region of what's going to happen in the future. But then we see something very bad happening in the world. Tensions are actually starting to decrease. And that's not a bad thing, however, after that is a bad thing. The product, or the effect of that happening, is a bad thing. Because while tensions are decreasing, people, like, these countries have already had troops on their border, but they're now, like, getting the troops off their border. And this is with the orange and the green team. At this point right here, they're getting troops off of their border. But some bad things happen on the border as basically a troop division right here. Let's go ahead and color it in like this color. Actually, no, let's do black. So they color it in this color, and they move over here to this region, thinking that it's below, and then they even move into this region, thinking that it's still part of the orange team. Now, when the green team, like, they already have their troops back to this region. When the green team sees that this is happening, they immediately come right back and they start engaging in combat because they think they're now in a full-scale war. At least the green team thinks that. And now when the orange team gets, the orange team government gets sight that their troops are being killed, they don't know that it's being killed not on their territory. They still think it's their territory. But the green team is like, it's in our territory. The orange team is like, no, it's in our territory. It's just a bunch of mapping issues. And now, war between the two countries is plotted. However, it's not just that, as it's now the Trapezoid Alliance versus the Star Alliance. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Once again, 900 before the end of the month. See you guys in the next video. And in the next fantasy video, we'll see what this first world war will be like. And bye.